Breaking news!
This episode is pretty long, so I decided to split it up into two parts for YouTube. Part 1 is where Malik and I talk about various Nintendo news and go on some fun tangents, and Part 2 is where Unoclay comes in and the three of us talk about rumors and speculation.
Now, on to the show!
Hi everyone, welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. Eli is out this week. He's touring around Germany, or actually a lot of Europe, and he's going to see Gamescom in Germany, so I'll be your host for this week and next week. We were supposed to have Unoclay and Mike on, but some things happened and they might show up later, but for now they're not. But I do have another special guest on. His name is Malik, and why don't you introduce us?
Okay, well, let's see, it's Malik actually, but everybody gets that wrong the first time. But, well, how do you want me to introduce myself? Like, what do you want me to say?
I guess just what you do on the internet and just a bit about yourself. I guess as far as the internet knows you.
Well, okay, so, most of the internet pretty much knows me as TheCartoonGamer 8000 or TheCartoonGamer or whatever. I do a lot of stuff on YouTube, like, I do a lot of video game videos about mostly Nintendo stuff like Pokemon, Mario, Donkey Kong, Smash Brothers, a lot of that stuff. I also talk about anything else that may pique my interest, like I also like a lot of Sony games like Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, stuff like that. Rareware, I also talk about that quite a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much who I am, and from a lot of people I'm known as like the cheery kind of guy on YouTube that is really positive with what he has to say about stuff. So
cool.
yeah,
when I first met you at Con Bravo, and I got your info because I'm like, oh, you're cool. So for people who don't know, he actually voices a couple of episodes of Did You Know Gaming. Do you write those scripts yourself, or do they write them and then ask people to voice them?
I actually, the ones that I've done them all by myself. Like,
okay,
I did,
awesome.
Yeah, I did the script writing. I got all the information, found all the research, and compiled it all together. Made a script, got the footage, and yeah, those videos. Yeah, I did those. So it's crazy to think like I still managed to get some things out on my channel at the same time when I was doing some other stuff, but I managed to get things done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I met him at Con Bravo and we were talking, and I heard he did voicing for Did You Know Gaming and stuff, so I looked up his channel and I noticed he does a lot of Nintendo stuff and other stuff that really fit in with what we talk about here, so I thought he'd be a cool guest to have come on, especially after your E3 impressions I saw. I thought this week would be a particularly good one to have you on. I have to say I agree with like pretty much everything you said in there.
Yeah, like, well, I'm glad you do. I mean, I was wondering if it's like, well, what are people going to think about me being like, this is like almost legit rage at some stuff that I've been talking about. I wonder how this is going to go over with people, and yeah, most people seem like they're pretty on board with what I had to say in that video, so I'm pretty happy to see like all the discussions that have been going on in the comments about like what they think about Star Fox and a lot of the Wii U stuff that's been going on. So I'm really glad I made that video in hindsight.
Yeah, no, it's good. I still can't believe after like 20-something years, Miyamoto still can't create a sequel to Star Fox.
Yeah.
I
like,
don't know, that's
I'm pretty
just
sure.
weird.
Yeah, it gets on my it's getting on my nerves a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not even like a huge fan. I think Star Fox Zero looks cool, but it's like, come on. Let's
I mean, come on. Like, you couldn't change just a little bit more?
Yeah. Oh well. So we'll get on to we have a couple of categories we go through, so we'll start off with what we've been playing. I'll just start off and you can go in right after. So I haven't been playing too much. I've played, while the power was out, I was going through all my 3DS demos that I downloaded for some random reason. And the only good one was Azure Striker Gunvolt, which was by Concept, Keiji Inafune's team, that they did on the side while they were working on Mighty Number 9. And it pretty much plays like Mega Man X, which is awesome, except it took out some of the mechanics like sliding down walls or shooting while you're sliding down walls. I don't know why. They just did for some reason. But it's cool when there's pretty much anything that's destructible, whether it's an enemy or a box, you have to shoot it a couple of times, and then like a reticle on it will go from green to yellow to red, and obviously red being will make them the weakest. And because bullets are weak, you don't really want to use them for damage. You just use them to weaken them down, and then when they actually have the reticle on them, you use your like electric orb to kind of zap them and fry them, which also acts as a barrier to excuse me, acts as a barrier to like missiles and other things as well. So it's a pretty cool way to play the game. It's pretty much a precursor to Mighty Number 9. Instead of having to use like this electric orb in Mighty Number 9, you just dash through them. So it's interesting because I didn't think I would like Mighty Number 9 for that reason, because in Mega Man you have to kill the guys to get through. But I don't know. I think I might like this type of speed run type of game that I didn't think of before. Have you played or seen Mighty Number 9 or played Gunvolt?
I've heard of Gunvolt, and I've seen quite a lot of Mighty Number 9, but I haven't gotten a chance to play. Excuse me. I haven't gotten a chance to play either of them, but I am looking forward to Mighty Number 9. Maybe not as much as when the Kickstarter first started out, but yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. I mean, I helped pledge for the Kickstarter, and yeah, I really want to see what that game is all about.
Yeah, I hope it turns out good, because there's been some ups and downs with that Kickstarter, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then the other thing I played, I've been playing a lot of Splatoon, but most recently I've been playing the Amiibo challenges. So basically, when you scan in an Amiibo, you get 20 challenges. It's just recycled. They pluck like 20 random challenges from the story campaign, and then you're forced to use one specific weapon for all of them, which I guess I chose the wrong Amiibo because I got the Charger weapon, and I found out quickly I don't like the Charger. So I have to go through like 20 different missions 20 of these different challenges with the Charger, and it's just annoying because if you try to use quick bullets, they're worthless. So you have to charge up, which means you're vulnerable, and once it's fully charged, you can hardly move. So you have to be really particular of how you're handling. And I don't know if you've played Splatoon or not, but I've beaten the final boss, and playing the final boss again with the Charger is a pain in the ass. Like, I got so close yesterday, and then I got pushed off the side because of the stupid fist, and I'm like, nope, I'm leaving it. I'll come back to it later. It's a pain. I know the other one is the paint roller, and then I forget what the third one is, but I kind of wish I had the paint roller instead, because it probably would have been so much easier. Have you gotten to play Splatoon?
Yes, I have, actually.
Awesome.
Well, let's see. I've been playing mostly the online stuff, and that stuff is a blast to play through. Like, I didn't think I would get into Splatoon as much as everybody said, like, they were getting into Splatoon, but it's one of those games, like, it's like Smash Brothers or Mario Kart, where you just say to yourself, okay, just one more. I know I can better my score, I can do better. And, online has been really fun. I'm having a lot of fun just going around, even in the same areas. Like, every game is different, and I'm trying to make my way through the single player right now, but for some reason, like, I am getting serious motion sickness from that, so it's really hard to play through single player mode I have to play it in short bursts. It's just, I don't know why. It's giving me like Spyro 3 flashbacks, because that used to give me a headache when I tried to play it. I just had to put it down.
So just in the single player you get motion sickness?
Yeah, I think it has to do with, like, the camera for some reason. Like, I think the camera in single player is different than it is in multiplayer, and, like, way it moves and how everything moves around and the sensitivity of things. Even if I have the sensitivity controls of the camera, like, turned all the way down, I still get really, like, just sick to my stomach. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because you have more to see. Like, if you're playing multiplayer, you don't really move the camera all that much, and single player, it's like everything is spread out.
it's like, whoa, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, gotta go
Yeah,
here.
the sensitivity was way too sensitive when I first played it. I'm like, holy crap, I can't. It's like one of those Call of Duty GIF videos where someone's just spinning around in a circle.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's just no. So why don't we move on to what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Splatoon, like I just said.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Smash Brothers because the update just came out. Even before the update, I was just playing a lot of it, just because like Smash Brothers is just one of my go-to games that I always go to. But I've also been playing a lot of recently the Jak and Daxter series. Like I just finished Jak 2, and I'm currently like deep into Jak 3, and it's been a pretty interesting run through, like, of the game so far. Like, I managed to get through the entirety of Jak 2. I really, really hate that game, but I'll save more on that for, like, I'm planning something for Jak that's why I'm playing through the game, mostly for research and stuff. But it was like, so infuriating. I've never been so angry at a video game.
So, okay, go on.
Like, the main problem is that there's the checkpoint system in that game is there's barely a checkpoint system. Like, you'll play a mission for like 20 minutes, then you'll get killed, and instead of getting sent back to like a reasonable or fair place, you're gonna get sent back to the beginning of the level. And that just takes everything out of you. And not to mention that the game is just so forced edgy. Like, there's just it's all gritty. Characters do minor cursing. There's guns, and I mean, I can get behind that. It's not a big problem, but I can see what they were trying to do, and it's like this doesn't come off as mature for the most part. But Jak 3. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, I've been more of a Ratchet and Clank guy, even though I didn't really get to play until PS3 when I borrowed my friend's like PS2. For the commercials and the guns, it just looks so awesome. But Jak, I don't know, they never really caught my attention. So, yeah, where do you stand? Are you more of Ratchet or Jak, or how do you feel in the series? Because the reason I like Ratchet and Clank is because you can upgrade your weapons, and then when you upgrade them, they always add like some crazy other abilities to them. But Jak just seemed like, I don't know, it didn't really catch my attention.
Well, I'm more of a Ratchet guy because, like, Ratchet and Clank was my first ever PlayStation 2 game, and I've really loved the series ever since then. Like, I love the characters, I love all the humor and the cute little innuendos and jokes that they have. It's just, I just really like that series. But Jak, I really do kind of like it. I really like their characters. Jak 3 I'm having a little bit more fun with than Jak 2, and I remember Jak and Daxter I really wanted as a kid. Like, I have an old tape that I recorded on, like, for Fox Kids, and I remember seeing the commercial for Jak and Daxter and just being blown away, because before then I didn't see video games with talking characters and big worlds like that, and I really wanted that, but I ended up going on the side of Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, I'm more of a Ratchet guy.
Cool. So, how have you felt well, I guess you already explained the multiplayer with Splatoon, but is there something that you surprised you about it, or you liked or didn't like?
Let's see.
Like, for me, having to be forced to play one of two maps for a couple hours, I thought was going to be a pain. But, like, once you're forced to using them, you kind of get used to the map, and you're like, okay, now I can get in the swing of things, rather than if it's all completely random, you don't really have a chance to learn the map. Yeah,
like, well, I would like a little bit more variety, let's say 3 stages instead of 2. Like,
yeah,
I really do feel like it doesn't really matter, even though there's 2 stages. Each match is different, and you go at it with different approaches. Like, you figure out what works with what weapon and what doesn't. It's like, okay, I'm going to approach it like this, or okay, I'm going to go at it this way. So it may seem like it gets repetitive, but it really doesn't. Every game just has its own bit of just variety to it, and it makes it a different experience than the last. And yeah, I'm surprised that managed to go through. Like, I can't believe that actually happened with those stages and stuff.
Yeah, the stage variety is actually pretty cool. You have like a tower one, and then there's one where you have to pretty much go for the middle, or else you lose the match. And just I don't know, all the maps seem to vary up the type of strategies you need.
Yeah, totally.
So now on to Amiibo news. Do you have any Amiibo or have any interest in Amiibo?
Well, I have an interest in Amiibo, but not to the point where I want to where I want to collect them. But yeah, if I get an Amiibo, like if I see an Amiibo that I want and it's at a good price, like sure, I'll get it. And
Like
I
regular
actually have
price?
yeah, regular price. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I have 3 Amiibo. One, I got a Marth Amiibo, which me and my brother got during the release of Smash Brothers when it first came out.
Nice.
A Mario Amiibo, which we got a while back, and a Donkey Kong Amiibo that I actually won in a contest online. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Was it one of those Amiibo contests?
No, it was a contest on a website called DK Vine.
Oh, nice.
Where-
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, those guys are great. They just had a contest where they asked, like, which of the Brothers Bear from Donkey Kong Country 3 do you think is your favorite and why?
Yeah.
And then you just email them and tell them who it is, and the first 5 emails will get a free Donkey Kong Amiibo. And I was one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
they have a
was
lot.
awesome.
They have a lot of those "Which Brothers Bear is Best" videos.
Oh, yeah, I've been watching every single one of them. I wanted to initially do one, like, when Grant Kirkhope was at Con Bravo. Like, I was talking to Chad of the DK Vine, and I asked him, like, hey, do you want me to ask Grant Kirkhope anything? And he was like, well, you could ask him to do, like a Which Brothers Bear is Best kind of thing. And I would have if I had, like, the sheet of bears that they had and I was a little bit more prepared.
Yeah.
But, yeah, next time, if I ever get to see Grant Kirkhope again, I'm probably going to do it.
Did you see some guy? So Grant Kirkhope's like, "I'll sign anything. I'll even sign your ass." And then someone on Twitter posted, "Look, he signed my ass."
Yep, I saw it when he asked for it, so...
Oh man, yeah, that's hysterical. Grant Kirkhope. All right, so yeah, with Amiibo, apparently Japan is getting a standalone version of Chibi Robo, so you don't actually have to buy the game bundled with it. So
Well, that's good.
yeah, for them. And here in America, they're like, we know we can jip you out of it, so you're gonna have to buy the game. $40 Amiibo.
Well, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I get the game, which I really don't... I've never had really any interest in Chibi Robo, but I guess as long as it comes with the game, that's okay. But, I mean, if you want the game and you get the Amiibo too, that's nice. But for those who don't want the Amiibo, that's... I mean, no, for those who don't want the game and just want the Amiibo, well, I guess they're kind of out of luck there.
Yeah, it looks like an okay game, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah. So the NFC reader, it's supposed to be region locked or not. It's not. I don't know if it's sure or not. Play Asia said it's region locked, and then someone did a video proving it's not region locked. So that's kind of odd. I doubt Nintendo would patch it to make it region locked, since Amiibo are region free anyway. So you should be fine to buy whatever NFC reader anywhere. Amiibo have sold 4.7 million since it launched, which is more than the Wii U has sold, because it just passed 10 million, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, that's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying so hard, but it just... I think they just shot themselves in the foot with so many bad decisions with the Wii U. Like, is it okay if, like... the one problem that I see is, like, just show a commercial. I haven't seen a single, like, I see, like, maybe 2 commercials for, like, two Wii U games, like, every 3 or 4 months or so, whereas I see a commercial for the Xbox One, like, 5 times in a night.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here? Just show it. It can't be that hard. I don't know what the whole business prospect is, but... Come on, show something!
I mean, at this point, I don't know, it's weird. At this point, it's like, what's the point of marketing if they don't think it'll sell that much anyway, and only their core audience is buying it, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like if you advertise it at the beginning well, then more people might have bought it.
Yeah, like, it's like, hey guys, this is not a peripheral. This is the new console. Buy it, please. It's got Mario. It's got, not Zelda yet, but it's got Mario. It's got all these great games. It's in HD. The online is a little bit better. It's come on, please. That's what, so many decisions, so many prime opportunities just missed.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You think it seems so simple. Like there has to be something going on back there that just makes you wonder what is going on.
I have no idea. I don't even have cable, but I still see ads on YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, I haven't really seen any ads for any other Nintendo game. Splatoon is basically the only game they've advertised, and it shows how well it's done when it's the best selling. Well, maybe not the best selling, but one of the fastest selling games. It's already hit 1 million, I think.
Yeah,
in a short time.
It's hit 1.62 million from last time I checked.
Yeah, just insane. I mean, I'm sure there's other factors involved too. It's a new IP and it looks really interesting and yada yada yada. But with all of the advertising I've seen, at baseball games and basically anything they would stamp Splatoon on, it's marketing definitely had a big hand in that.
Yeah, definitely. And if they had more of an install base, could you imagine how much Splatoon would have sold? How much more Splatoon would have sold?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would have been amazing.
I wonder how it's going to sell over time, because, it got to 1 million quickly, and there's only 10 million Wii U's, so basically 10% of the audience is already grabbing it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
It's pretty good. So there's a rumor that GameStop is going to have a 3-pack of Amiibo with Rob, Duck Hunt, and Game & Watch.
Uh-huh.
So apparently they'll only have 30 to pre-order. They won't use their in-web store because that's crashed every time they tried. And they're probably not going to get individual versions of those characters. So if you want to get all those 3, you might be able to get them at GameStop if you're lucky. But this...
We all know.
Yeah, but the store also opens 1 hour early for pro members, so you probably won't be able to get it.
Yeah, I'm not betting any money on anybody who wants those to get those.
Yeah.
It's every time an Amiibo comes out, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. Don't even try. You're not gonna get it. It's gone.
They've at least done better. With Amazon, they're okay, this is the time we're gonna do it in, and it's only for this one character. So if you want it, they're setting it up better, but it's still not great.
Yeah, and it shouldn't come down to this. The whole Amiibo thing. We gotta put a certain time where people can get this thing. Limit it to 1 person per thing. It shouldn't. It's something like that. It shouldn't come down to something like that. You see Disney Infinity. I don't play Disney Infinity, but I've never heard any kind of problems with their thing.
Yeah.
But you would think Nintendo would have a bit more of control over this kind of thing. I've seen this with the GameCube adapters, the Majora's Mask 3DSs. They can't keep these things off the shelves, and yet at the same time, they're trying to get the Wii U's off the shelves, which is just boggles my mind right now.
Yeah, they're selling into the wrong products too quickly.
Yeah, it's people buy the GameCube adapter. When the GameCube adapter first came out, I was oh, I'm sure that's my brother was maybe we should get one of these because it's a GameCube adapter, and I was nah, nobody has a Wii U. We're gonna it's gonna be fine. And then when it comes out, it's what? Why is this running out of stock? Why can't I find any of these things?
Yeah.
I managed to find one at Con Bravo for $50, which I was
shoot.
pretty upset. I was pretty upset that it had to come to that, but me and my brother split it halfway, so it only came out to $25 for each of us, and that was the only GameCube adapter that they had probably in the entire dealer's room. So I'm feeling pretty lucky right now, because now I can play Smash Brothers Wii U the way it was supposed to be played.
Yeah. And they hiked up the prices on Amiibos I saw there too. They're Mega Man, $40. I'm glad I got them before.
It's man, these little plastic figurines. What? This is Beanie Babies 2.0.
I know. Exactly. So the next thing is the animal. Speaking of amiibo and more problems, the Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer Village amiibo will get you a golden villager statue, so that's kind of cool. But these cards will also have variants and exclusives, because there isn't a problem enough with supply and everything. So far the only variants they have are barely changed at all. It's just like a slightly different pose and facial expression. But they're exclusive to a Japanese magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if Rob wasn't bad enough, here's another like 100 possible cards that are going to be exclusive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's Pokemon cards all over again.
Yeah, and it's going to come to the point where kids are going to start stealing them in the schoolyard now, and then they're going to ban amiibos at schools. This is going to happen. I bet you this.
Yeah, and they're blind boxes too, which I hate when it comes to anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you're never gonna get them all unless you buy them all online.
Yeah, it's got to catch them all again. What if they made Pokemon amiibos? Well, like, what if they made Pokemon amiibos for, let's just say, the original 150? What's gonna happen there?
Oh,
everybody is gonna go nuts.
Even if they did like the Pokemon trading cards they have now and then just stuck an NFC chip in it, like, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be any better.
It would be Pokemania all over again.
Speaking of Pokemon, actually, so Super Mario Maker is going to support, it says support over 99 amiibo. I think they just mean they'll have over 99 amiibo costumes. And I'm like, they'll have over 99 amiibo costumes, but a bitch ain't one, except Peach, Samus, Zero Suit Samus, Zelda, Palutena, Inkling Girl, Jigglypuff, Lucina, Rosalina, Peach again, Sheik, Wii Fit Trainer, Reese, Mabel, Lottie, and Isabelle. Forced joke is forced. But this is the first time they'll actually use their gosh dang Pokemon amiibo, because they're only available to use in Smash Bros, which I hate.
Well,
like
I'm not sure. Wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I find it ridiculous that whatchamacallit, Pac-Man, Mega Man, and Sonic have had more support in other games than Nintendo's own semi-franchise, which is bigger than them. And apparently Ryu has a costume in Yoshi's Woolly World now too, so like, what the heck?
Like,
come
on.
on.
I think it has to do with the fact that Game Freak is like the main, it's Game Freak's property, and apparently like before they have to do anything, they always have to go through. Nintendo always has to go through the Pokemon Company to make sure, like before they get the okay, like. When it comes to like Pokemon in Smash Brothers, they have to go through the Pokemon Company for everything to say, okay, what Pokemon can we use? Can we use this Pokemon as a Pokeball? Can we use this? How would you want it to be represented? I mean, that's what I've heard. And, well, I don't know. I don't know if the Pokemon amiibos in that game will actually will actually use Pokemon themselves or something else.
Like
maybe
a trainer or something?
Maybe it won't even be something Pokemon related. Maybe it'll just function as a amiibo thing, like just an amiibo. Like you can use them, but you won't get a Pokemon thing out of it. I'm wondering if they're doing that.
I don't know.
Like I think you could do that with Yoshi's Woolly World. Like you can use a Pokemon amiibo, but you just get a little amiibo costume that has the amiibo logo.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
I don't know. It's possible. I just find it, like, I know Game Freak is a second party, so yeah, Nintendo has to go through them. But I still find it weird, because shouldn't Nintendo have a better, relationship with Game Freak where they can do this sort of thing better than, like, a third-party company they've never really collaborated all that much with? Like,
you would think so. I mean, you would expect to see Pikachu with Mario before you, like 20 years ago, you would expect to see Pikachu in a game right up with Mario before Sonic.
Yeah.
And if that's just jarring, like to think that Sonic gets in before Pikachu and all the other Pokemon, and Pokemon is the second best-selling video game series ever. So, like that's kind of weird to think.
Yeah, I don't. It's really odd. The good thing about these amiibo costumes, though, is you won't need all of the amiibo, thank God, for you to actually unlock them. They said you can unlock them in the game somehow. I don't know how, but I'm sure just somehow going through the game you'll be able to unlock them, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think some of them are like just going to be color variants too. Like Wii Fit Trainer has, I think, the green costume as well as blue. So that may be why there's like 99 or possibly more.
Or maybe they're just going to drop like 30-something amiibos on us between now and September 11th.
Oh gosh.
It's going to be a bunch of games. It's going to be a bunch of games that Nintendo hasn't announced yet that they weren't saving for E3. They were saving for whenever, like now, and then they're just going to drop like here's 5 amiibos for this game, 5 amiibos for that, 5 special amiibos for that same game.
Gosh.
That's probably that. I bet you.
All gold and silver versions.
All gold and silver. Yeah.
Even the ones that
Like
are already
Lugia.
gold and silver. It's going to be more gold and more silver.
What if they made a Ho-Oh and a Lugia amiibo that were gold and silver?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be amazing, and those would go out. I'd want those, but those would be hard to find.
Yeah. The one last thing about it is apparently the Mii fighters won't be supported in that game.
Well, I don't know why. That sounds strange, but
Yeah. I mean,
Mii fighters or whatever.
yeah. I would think you would just have like a little Mii Mario, but whatever. So
It's a me, Mario.
yeah, it's a Mii. So now to some other quick announcements. So yeah, I already said the Wii U passed 10 million consoles. Nintendo had their biggest first quarter sales since 2012, so that's pretty good. Along with that came some sales of their other... They had a list of games that sold over 1 million copies, and one that struck me as weird is Tomodachi Life has sold over 4.3 million copies.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought, like, when they said, oh, it did well, that it sold over 1 million. I did not think it did that well.
Yeah, I thought... I mean, I didn't know any of the sales figures. I wasn't following it. But I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure this did moderately well, and I'm pretty sure that it's been profitable. But 4.3 million, that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
like, that's more than I could have asked for
Yeah.
such a quirky little thing like that.
Yeah, it's really surprising. So they released a trio of Kirby games on the VC. Final Fantasy Explorers is coming to the West. Ukulele is going to get a retail release published by Team 17, the Worms developers, which I don't know if they've made any other games since...
I don't know either.
Yeah. Zombie U has gotten a digital-only re-release for all the other consoles, and apparently has some other like features they added to it, like a different... You don't just have the bat; you have like a nail bat and like a shovel and some other stuff. It'll be interesting to see if that game sells well on the other consoles, because apparently it sold over 1 million, but it still seemed like most people felt kind of on it. So
Yeah, that's what a lot of people like. When I first played it at like Fan Expo 2012, I was like, this is okay, and I didn't get it. And then when I saw everybody else hating, it's like, oh dear, this isn't working out for Ubisoft.
yeah, I played.
And then
it.
that's when Ubisoft. What were you gonna say?
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
And then that's when Ubisoft completely pulled a 180, is that what you call it, and just jumped ship from Nintendo. It's like, oh, Rayman Legends isn't exclusive, and it's not coming out for like another 9 months. Sorry about that, guys. And then they wonder why Rayman didn't sell when it came out. And it's like, well, I guess people don't like Rayman. I guess we won't make another one. It's like, no, you guys, you were supposed to. We hate you. We don't hate Rayman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think Origins sold crazy, did it? Because it was multi-platform as well.
But it came out at a time when...
Oh, right. That was... Yeah. So it was supposed to come in, I forget what month first, and there were a bunch of crazy games, so they delayed it. And then the day they delayed it to was the year like Skyrim and like all these other AAA games came out.
Yeah, and then the same thing happened with Rayman Legends.
Yeah.
Like, when it's like, oh, it came out in February. It was supposed to come out in February, where there was a drought and no games were coming out, no competition. Then they delayed it to September, which is a very smart move, because on that same weekend, GTA 5 came out, and you can guess where everybody went for their purchase.
Yeah. They've been unlucky, to say the least.
Yeah, Rayman deserves better treatment. And that whole Smash Brothers leak, that was the breaking point for me. I will say... Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just... Yeah, go on.
I will say Artsy Omni, he's a very good artist, but the very first time I saw that, my heart broke. Just like, no, why?
You didn't want him in Smash, or... What do you mean?
Like, I thought Rayman had finally like been given a break,
Okay,
and
yeah.
he was in Smash Brothers, and then turns out he's not. It's
Yeah, that was
like, oh man.
it was a perfect and horrible way to advertise that. Because like,
Yeah.
what better way to show how good your art skills are to make people believe that a fake is real, but then also have them hate you for a couple of days.
I should do that. I should do that someday with my stuff.
I know. I can't fault the guy because if I was making some video or something like that, like I think all of us would want to try to see if it would fool people, because
Yeah.
it proves how skilled you are if people actually believe it.
He is a smart dude, and I respect him a lot for what he's done. And I actually really do look up to him as an artist. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get into more digital stuff with the art that I do, and I see him as like something to aspire to. So yeah, I can't stay too mad at him.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I want to try to send a couple of voice clips to them and see if they bite.
I've actually sent a couple, and I want to see too.
Oh, nice. So Terraria gonna have local and online multiplayer, and on the Wii U you have a max of 8 people online. Monster Strike, some big Japanese mobile games coming to 3DS. There's a rumor that the Nintendo UK store is gonna have a Nintendo themed loot crate, which is kind of neat.
Ooh. I just said ooh in a rather sarcastic tone.
Yeah, it's like thanks for that. We're good without you.
It's like, yay, I'd like loot. Like, no, I'm like, Loot Crate is just, to me, it's just, you just get a thing filled with pop culture random crap every month.
Yeah.
And for Nintendo, I could see that being a little bit better, but I don't think I'm gonna, I don't think I would be too interested in that still. Like, I'm sure it's just gonna be like, oh, you get a Mario gummy, or a pair of Zelda underpants.
Hey,
or
those
something.
Mario gummies are actually good.
Oh, there's actually Mario gummies?
Yeah, there's like 3D model printed gummies or whatever of Mario characters and stuff. They're actually really good.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. I've always wanted to try one. I've always wanted to try one of those. I was thinking in my mind just like a regular old like red Mario gummy, like a gummy bear.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot about those gummies. Like, I see them all the time at like, I think conventions actually.
Yeah, no, they're delicious. You should get them. But yeah, I feel the same about Loot Crate. Like, it's a hit and miss because you're spending, I don't know, $10 a month or something to get a random like haul of crap that you don't even know if you like. And some of the videos I see online, it's like, yeah, I'd like one of those things and then toss the rest in the trash.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it kind of making sense because Club Nintendo did have physical products, but I think at the same time that's why it wouldn't work, because they had crappy items such as a Boo notebook and shoelaces.
Yeah.
So-
I don't see how that would work too well with a Loot Crate.
No.
But yeah, it still sounds like an interesting idea. Like, I guess we'd have to see it in practice before we make a comment on it, if it's even real.
Yeah. So Splatoon has a bunch of changes coming. There's private battles and squad battles. New, like 40 pieces of new gear. Level increase to level 50. This paint bucket, which you can throw paint over walls, which is kind of neat. And up at an angle, which is actually kind of hard to shoot at people. So that'll be neat. So people from above necessarily won't always have an advantage. And then there's a Gatling gun and some other stuff. And apparently you can have local LAN battles with up to 8 Wii U consoles, which is kind of neat.
If only there were 8 Wii U consoles
Yeah.
in the same area.
I don't even know anyone like in my general area with another.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the only person I know in my area with one too.
Yeah, it's like one in every city, basically.
It's like some kind of rare animal at this point.
I know. Yeah, and they have a new Splatfest, so I don't know what makes them decide what two objects they're going to pit against each other, but so I think North America this time has the best, or the better of the two. They have marshmallows versus hot dogs, and Europe has North versus South Pole.
Oh, I thought you were going to say North versus South, and it was, uh-oh.
Yeah. North Dakota versus South Dakota, which one's better?
But I think I would think that they just have in Nintendo HQ they just have like a dart board equivalent thing, and they just throw darts at it, see what hits, and it's like, okay, let's put bagels versus churros.
Totally. It's, I don't know. It's just so random and odd.
Yeah.
So Blaziken, I don't know if you heard, but Pokken Tournament is coming to Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, I heard that.
Cool. Yeah. We don't know when it's coming, but apparently Blaziken is going to be available, I guess, at least in Japan during August, which is neat.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be available by the time it comes to North America, but he's only available for the month, and then they're going to take him away, I guess, because they want to just play test him, see how people react and whatnot.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's cool they can just update it.
There's one Pokemon that I want to see in Pokken Tournament, like, as a joke character, and that's Psyduck. I just want to see,
awesome.
like, every fighting game needs a joke character, and Psyduck, he's like the perfect joke character.
Yeah. Every Pokemon game needs its Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
For my joke character, actually for an assist character, because they were asking people to ask on Twitter, I put Wailord. Because, come on,
just crush everybody.
Yeah. It'd be funny if they parodied the that one flash where Wailord's falling from the sky and he's just like, dicks. I don't know if you saw that. It's just random. His eyes are like floating all over the place. It's just stupid. But for a joke character, I'd want Slurpuff because he's by far my favorite Pokemon out of X and Y. It's like the most adorable cotton candy like creature thing. And even though this doesn't make sense, I'd want it to throw a bunch of pies at everyone, like a mime. Even though there's Mr. Mime, I don't care. I just want him to throw like pies at people. Just be the slapstick Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Hawlucha, he better get in.
Oh yeah, Hawlucha. He's become one of my favorite Pokemon in X and Y.
Yeah.
Just like I've been watching the XY anime, and when Ash actually caught one, I was like, whoa! And when me and my brother were playing Pokemon X and Y simultaneously, we got to the area where Hawlucha is first found, and my brother, he saw Hawlucha first, and I just saw his face, just like, what are you? And yeah, since then Hawlucha was like, is this a fighting flying type? And that we just fell in love with Hawlucha.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I'm sure he'll be it, and he's like the most popular out of X and Y.
Yeah.
So, yes, going on a little side note, I've heard a lot of people say the X and Y anime is actually really good. Is it actually good? Like, I haven't watched it.
Well, like, so I've been watching Pokemon ever since the beginning, and I would say that, yeah, X and Y is actually really, really, really good for what it is. Like, sure, it's come so far. Like, Pokemon has come so far to the point where, like, it's hardly, like, you take the first episode, the first season, and you compare it with now, and things are so unbelievably different. Like, Ash is completely different, his eyes are different. Team Rocket is, well, they're more or less the same, but their Pokemon are different. They don't reference the past as much. Brock is gone, Misty's gone, yada, yada, yada. But there's a lot of things that still say the same, like, just the overall, like, charm. Well, yeah, there's charm, there's nice character development, and X and Y, especially, like, as its own series, it's really interesting to watch. Like, every character that Ash walks around with has their own little special, like, episode or episodes, and has their own little trials and tribulations that they have to go through. I've seen, like, pretty interesting stuff that the anime never really did before, and it's really amazing to just watch things just unfold. Even with Team Rocket. Team Rocket gets episodes too. There was one with Jessie and Wobbuffet, which I would have never seen coming, that really tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. I mean, I knew things were going to be all right in the end, but when I saw them unfold, I was just pretty amazed at how they did things. So, yeah, X and Y is, like, I would say it is leagues better than Best Wishes, the Unova series. I did not like that. Mostly because of the League. If you mess with I will put up with most of Ash's crap and all the other stuff in Pokemon. I will put up with his stupidity. But you mess with the Pokemon League, my favorite thing about the anime, the one thing that gets me and my brother just like sitting at the TV, like back in the day, it's like, dude, the Pokemon League, who's gonna win? You can't look online. Spoilers. You mess with the league, that's it. I was, as soon as Ash lost in the most unbelievably just stupid way possible, I said, that's it. I'm done with Pokemon. But then I came back like a few weeks later when things were starting to shape up a little bit. But I was seriously considering dropping it after that because I can't take this. This is how they treat Ash. This is how they treat Pokemon. I'm out. I can't take this anymore. But I came back.
Yeah,
actually, it's really good.
Yeah, I watched most of the series up until I think what was the one after 4th gen? I think Diamond and Pearl. I think I watched a bunch of that and then somewhere left off, and I came back for, I think it was Black and White, or I forget. I came back for Diamond and Pearl or Black and White, and I saw like an episode. I'm like, this is just laughably horrible, like just so awful. And then I hear like X and Y is great. I'm like, that's really shocking after like the last generation or so was just awful from what I saw. But no, that's really cool.
Yeah. A bonus tip, you need to watch it in Japanese, and I say this as a fan of both the English and Japanese versions. Like, I loved the English versions. Even after the voice change, I still put up with the script change. Like, the script took a big hit. Like, it used to be snarky and funny and had all these fun little innuendos and stuff, but after that, it just downgraded to, like, little kitty jokes, and well, I don't blame any of the writers and the voice actors. I really look up to every single voice actor that I listen to that's good, because they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
But every single thing out of Ash, Serena, Clement, and Bonnie's mouth in X and Y, the English dub, is just the most contrived kitty dribble. And I know I'm not the target audience, but come on, you gotta do better than this for the kids. They did
do it for the kids.
For kids did it better for the kids. Come on.
You know you've hit rock bottom when that happens.
Like, I remember. Is it okay if I go off on a little bit more of a Pokemon tangent?
Yeah.
Like, there was one Pokemon Team Rocket motto where in the 4Kids era where Jesse and James were like, they were stealing all the food from a gym leader, and then they did their motto, and Jesse is like, prepare for trouble as we're high up on this ridge, and James with his mouth full is like, and make it double, because we raided the fridge. I don't know why, but that made me burst out laughing the other day. And then there was one in Pokemon X and Y with Meowth and Jesse, and it's like, they do their motto, and Jesse is like, prepare for trouble, it's you-know-who. And then Meowth says, and make it double, doobie-doobie-doo. And I was like, oh my God.
That's horrible.
What am I watching? This is children's crap.
Yeah, there was some kind of stupid style like that, I think, in like Diamond and Pearl that made me just walk out. Like, I left it for a while and I came back just looking at, I'm like, oh, I'll watch one of the gym battles because I haven't seen the show in a while, so I'll just see what it was, and it was just something really stupid like that. I'm like, this is like laughably bad.
And then when it moved from YTV to Teletoon, I think all the integrity died, because Teletoon is now for like their anime is all for toys, and now I'm just realizing that it's like, well, Pokemon is gone, all the integrity, like now Pokemon is just action kid show for sell the toys, sell all the merchandise.
Yeah.
And I mean that was it before, but I mean YTV had so many other anime, and now just YTV has no anime, and Teletoon, I mean, it feels so weird to see Pokemon on Teletoon. So this is blasphemy.
I know. So yeah, one quick thing about Pokemon before we move on. Was Black and White the series where in the, I forget what it's called, the League of, what's that league called at the end?
The Unoclay League?
Oh yeah, the elite. Yeah, whatever. I forget. When they have like the stadium full of Pokemon and they do all the tournament fighting.
The club battles, I think you're thinking of.
Okay.
I think that was Unova.
Okay, whatever. But Ash is always going to lose, because if he wins, then the show kind of stops because he's like, I won, I'm great, or something. But I remember I saw one of them. I don't even think he was in the semifinals, or maybe it was the semifinals, but whatever. But he went up one guy, and the other guy had like 3 or 4 like legendary Pokemon. I'm like, are you kidding? This is how you're gonna end it? He had like Darkrai and like all these other Pokemon. He had no chance. Like, this is stupid.
I remember seeing that. That blew my mind. Like, he was facing, the guy's name was Tobias, and then Ash brought out all of his old Pokemon. It was so cool. Me and my brother had seen this for the first time. No spoilers ahead. And then Sceptile took out Darkrai, and we were like, whoa! What, did Ash just win? What's he gonna do now? He sends out, like, he throws up a Pokeball up in the air, and we both look at each other like, what the heck is going on? And then we hear, like, this bird screech, and we're like, what is that? And then just Latios like, what? Because we're like, the last Latios we saw in the Pokemon anime in the movie died. So pretty much, by extension, all Latios in the anime were pretty much extinct. So when we saw Latios, the blue one, so when we saw Latios, we were like, what? What the heck is going on?
I didn't even remember that they died. They died in the movie?
Yeah, they did. Like, the Latios that was there in the movie died, like, sacrificed itself, and the Latios, the father of the Latios and the Latios, died before them. So they're both the species was pretty much extinct at that point.
Oh my gosh! He's like, I cloned it. No, he just turned it into a fossil and then just brought it back into the museum and revived it.
Yeah, like Tobias, like it makes me wonder what his other 4 Pokemon were.
Oh, who knows?
Like, that he had.
They're just like, okay, we can't. Like, we have to make Ash lose. I don't really want to think. Let's just give him all the legendary Pokemon.
I thought it was given that legendary stuff is a load of crap, but I thought it was a really, really cool episode, and that cemented Sceptile as like my favorite Pokemon ever because it took out Darkrai. Yeah. The only Tobias's Darkrai before that, it was never defeated anywhere. Then Sceptile comes out of nowhere, Leaf Blade, favorite move, just dead, 1 hit, dead.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't... Okay, then I guess I remembered it wrong. I didn't think Darkrai died, but I remember it's just like he had an overload of legendaries that was kind of weird.